And we are here for the Wheel of Time.
Episode 4. You got me messed up.
She doesn't know. She never knows what to do whenever I just pull out this random energy.
Being so passionate, bro. 5 seconds ago, he was literally so calm. He's like, "Yeah, we're gonna watch this and we're gonna get ready." And then it's like, the wheel. Like, gosh.
Yeah, because it's the Wheel of Time, man. We gotta get the people on YouTube excited for everything, man. The Wheel of Time season 2, episode 4. Yeah, man. John Cena. Yeah, okay. So as usual, if you guys don't want to see the intro, you can skip in the chapters. There's the reaction section and the discussion section, which we hope you stick around for. So if you guys don't want to hear the intro, all that stuff, just thank you for coming to the channel. I appreciate it. Just you can go ahead and hope you enjoy the reaction. But for those who will stick around for the intro, thank you for coming to the channel. If you are new here to the channel as well, as you can see by the title, we are non-book readers of the Wheel of Time as of right now. As of recording this video, we will be learned people very soon. We might do like book reactions or book reviews or some sort, or like a book club thing. We haven't really figured out how to go about it yet, because after season 2 I still want to make content for Wheel of Time community, because I like doing season 2 made me realize how much I missed like Wheel of Time and like season 1 and just the constant predictions and the discussions about the characters and everything like that. So
but at the same time I don't want to know.
Yeah, at the same time I don't want to know. I don't want to know at the same time, but like at the other time I also just want to I want to get more involved in Wheel of Time because I want to know more about these characters and the world and everything. So I don't know, I don't know. We have to figure out how we're gonna handle that.
It's very in between because I want to know more about it, but then I want to be surprised
with the show.
So,
I don't know, man. It's just we're in a weird spot, but we'll figure out what to do with that. We'll figure out something, okay? Especially since we're not going to get season 3 anytime soon. No. Especially with all the strikes going on.
Yeah, not for quite a while.
Not for quite a while, yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. But again, if you're new and you didn't skip yet, appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for considering to click on the channel and everything, and even clicking on it. I hope we entertain you enough that you would subscribe to the channel and stick around. The full reactions are also on our Patreon. The link is down below. As we said in the previous episodes, chances are every time we film our episodes, they immediately go onto Patreon right after. So Patreon gets it first, whether it's a few hours early, a day early, however long, Patreon will get it first, always. And the full reaction. Yeah, so for the full reaction, that we can't always put in the regular actual YouTube reaction. Yeah, like if there's certain parts that you wanted to see us react to or comment, because we have to make executive decisions and cut down a bunch for fair use. Yeah, Wheel of Time is one of those shows where there's a lot we have to cut out for time reasons. Sadly, yeah. So, but if you don't want to see any of that and you want to see the full reaction that's with no edits and everything like that, just go ahead and check out the Patreon. The link is down below. We're not going to spend time recapping the previous episodes and everything like that. We're just going to do all that discussion towards the end of the video. Yeah, and if you guys didn't see already, for why we're not recapping, we did like a whole big long hour-long video just talking about the previous 3 episodes. So they would be longer if we had the time, but but this one I guarantee you will be a long discussion as well. So anyways, we'll get right into it and we'll talk about it later as we normally do. Let's get into it now. Claustrophobia. Could not walk in that hallway. I couldn't even fit in that hallway. Alan Fear? I've heard that before. The heck? Right. Bro, what is he doing? You breaking the dark one free or something? No. Blood feeds blood. Maybe a weapon? Oh. What? Blood cools blood. What this? What? What the heck is going on, man? Who is that? What is that? Right. Where is that? Why? Wait a minute, I think I know who that is. Is that Celine?
Is it? You got blue eyes?
No, hear me out.
That's the other lady. The lady in the thing with Rand. The high lady that was talking to him.
Yeah, but I got a kind of spoiler on Celine's real name, you know.
What?
I think it's Lanfear. And he just said something at Lanfear, something that sounds similar to it. So I don't know if he's saying something Lanfear and summoned her. I don't know. I could be completely wrong about what I'm saying right now, but like I think when I was searching up her casting, I saw her real name. Oh. I mean, we didn't know she came from royalty.
Yeah.
And that shows you the age.
Mm-hmm.
There's someone I need to meet this morning.
Moiraine. After listening to the comments
with your sister.
I know, but after reading some people's comments about it, I understand how difficult this is for her and for her to she's struggling.
Mm-hmm.
Which means I have the chance to get away for the first time in a long time.
What? Man, get away from him, bro.
My family have a cabin up near Kinsley. You want to come?
No.
Celine, I can't.
That's a backstory she put in her character creation. That's not real. I wonder what their reaction was. She literally broke the system.
Right.
She literally broke the whole rule, the whole law that she can't even channel and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So
might be like a.
There's her ring.
Oh yeah, no. They probably upgraded her.
Yeah, because she's like she's almost a full Aes Sedai now. She's not a novice anymore.
Yeah, she's accepted.
Yeah, she's accepted. Look, she spent a whole lifetime somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
It's very hard for her to go through what she did and come out the same way.
Yeah.
So good to have you back. None of it was real.
It was real to her.
Yeah.
It was real to her. Man, that would F with your brain, bro. That would F with your brain big time. All of it was real to her. All of it. He really looks like every black character in an RPG game. Or just in an RPG, sorry.
Yeah.
Literally, there's a guy in Starfield that looks like him. Man, we really gonna see land without an Aes Sedai, man. That's gonna be rough.
Yeah, it's very odd.
Is he gonna be bonded with her?
Well, why not my welcome?
The three of us, we're going back
Yeah.
to the tower tomorrow.
He's even keeping her safe by not telling what happened.
Yeah.
Time until she's looking for a water herself.
I'm not looking to repeat my failures.
Poor Lan.
She really messed him up, man.
Yeah. Started seeing her in the old school drip.
Right.
I was getting clean though. I was waiting until we saw this outfit. And they're her and her sister. Dang, she must be that much older than her.
Yeah.
Moiraine is old. You again. What do you want?
I'll leave the knife with
you.
Huh. You don't even know what happened to her in there. Why do you feel like you have to fix it?
That's a good point.
I'm a friend.
Egwene is the type to try to fix everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Someone I love more than anything.
The line is to die, but I can train with you if you want.
Yeah, already trying to get her to be, you know,
trying to Yeah, water.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you have years to choose. I just hope it's not red.
So don't worry about what I choose.
Right.
You really trying to secure his place.
Right.
So, I speak with the Amlin every time I open my mouth.
Wordplay.
Right.
The wordplay.
This is what I've been waiting to see. Puppies.
Puppy group.
I am them. So
Mm.
you.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
What are we?
That's what I want to know.
Wolf brother.
Wolf brother.
What does that mean?
Exactly what it sounds like.
Mm. And they both see it.
Yeah.
He likes you.
These guys are like druids almost. Aw,
So cute.
you got your little puppy.
He'll show you when he's ready. Sending us images for months now.
Yeah, every time his eyes.
Yeah.
He lost
Yeah.
his mate too.
Oh.
Mourns are still.
Oh.
Puppy. That's your pack, bro.
Did you
Now you-
Yeah.
want to come to me?
You had to be ready.
Been following me for months.
We don't go near women who can channel.
Why not?
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
They would just think that they're channelers somehow.
Yeah. It's starting to come full force now.
Mm-hmm.
Hopper. That's his name.
Close enough.
Jumper. I'm really with the parent stuff.
I know.
I immediately becoming my favorite because he's kind of like a druid almost. At this point, just go and get paired to Nynaeve, man.
Yeah.
At this point, I don't know if we'll ever see Moiraine get her powers back.
I don't know.
Help me with the water.
Well, they're trying to get a fourth, bro.
How much water do they need for bread?
A lot.
A lot. A lot.
There's a lot of people there, bro. You need a lot of bread.
That she would mask her bond with me, except in battle. In bed.
So
I wonder if he's gonna get bonded with Nynaeve, and then Moraine's gonna decide she wants him back, but she can't have him back. So
yeah, that's gonna be interesting. If that does
yeah,
happen.
unless Nynaeve decides to let him go.
Yeah,
I don't know. We'll have to see what happens.
because Nynaeve could become a red.
Yeah, she could be very well a red, or a red that decides to have a warder. I don't know.
I don't know if that's possible. Of course, he went with Lady Poodlington.
Lady Poodlington. Yeah.
I never used to come up here as a kid.
Well, of course she was lying.
I used to come with a man. First man I ever loved.
Bro, stay away from him.
Yeah.
Every word she says is just like leave.
I'm waiting for her to slip up somehow.
Bro, I think in the books, what I heard is that Rand is like a ladies' man. Like, man, be out here in these streets. So it's not shocking. Bro, get your hand off my mans, bro. Leave my
Never
brother.
trust a woman who puts her hand on your chest.
Like that.
Not in a fantasy show.
Just go away. Go away. Go away. Leave him alone.
Because, bro, it's almost like she knew that Moiraine was going to be there.
Yeah, she did know. She did know. And then this.
Yeah. This is
Matt
a lot.
and Min.
Min, yes.
Min, not Lynn. I said her name wrong. Min.
We'll be asking for the same room.
So maybe it's not Leandra? But who else would it be?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
My daughter. I'm sorry.
She's not supposed to ask that, though.
To just forget her and everything that happened in there.
Isn't she? Because they say each woman's pain is their own.
I don't know.
80 years now? 90?
Damn.
Dang. So you see, that shows how old she is.
Yeah.
Protection. I kept him here for me.
But in plain sight, too.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't risk losing the only thing in this world that's ever been truly mine.
She's so vulnerable with her right now.
Yeah.
About the truth.
We won't do anything rash.
She talking about Matt?
Maybe.
Yeah. And a black
Mm-hmm.
Not anymore. Parent gone.
Well.
He a wolf brother.
Yeah.
I mean, I got the look. I could be a wolf brother. I got the look.
1,000 gods for her one.
Lana out here having a weekend like strip. Lana be living a life. I
understand that we quiet one. The triumph of the light over the dark. And desert after.
Maybe that's the problem. I don't think I know anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He thought he did for a while, but it's been evident that he didn't know. Lanfear. Keep hearing that Lanfear thing. Oh boy.
So much just happening right now.
If they're saying Lanfear or whatever, I feel like that she's worse than we are giving her credit for.
Mm-hmm.
We know we can't trust her, but
Not what a woman should have to do to talk to the sister she spent half her life idolizing.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Sit your booty down and talk to your sister.
I'm here because you will not endanger what I've worked all my life to build.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't blame her.
I mean, that's very fair, though.
Your house.
Like, you weren't here. I somehow don't trust her, too, for some reason. I don't know why.
I don't know.
No.
She's been a little too nice.
And my glass I need to wash.
She's an accepted. You gotta listen to her.
I was just coming to find you.
Perrin and Loyal have been captured.
I could have fought alongside Rand. Maybe he would have made it back.
Bro, don't worry about that hole, bro.
Yeah. He ain't thinking about you, bruh.
No, there goes your career. There's an hour for that. Goodbye. You don't gotta learn some street casting.
I feel like the other girl's gonna follow.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, yo. From the shadows.
I am sorry for this.
Oh shoot! What's what happened? She gonna try? Is she gonna hurt her? Or is she just doing her job?
I don't know. She probably just wanted Nynaeve to go. But everyone else is there.
Open your eyes.
Oh. No.
Nope.
Leave her alone.
Nope.
Leave her alone. Is Leandra the one that's Loki working with him?
I don't know if that's the case or if he just caught wind and is trying to use her.
God. This guy, man. This guy.
Jesus. This is stressing me out.
I know. Well, get away from her. I mean, get away from him. Oh my God. No, I can't handle this.
Why y'all sleeping outside when there's a whole cabin right there?
Right. Is this another Grand Vision? A Vision? Is that a fade? Oh God, he's gonna do it.
Yeah.
Ooh. Disrespected that fade. He got faded. Man, got faded quick.
What did you do?
I'm sorry.
What did you just do?
Don't act like you don't know.
Right.
I told you. I thought I could stop.
Don't act like you don't know. I don't trust none of this.
Yeah.
She knew the fade was gonna be there.
To leave now. Thank you for everything. I just wish
Probably told him like, "Hey yo, come. I'm gonna be here with Rand. Make sure you're here."
Doesn't matter.
You don't love her, and she don't
No.
love you. Get out of here.
You love me.
You don't love her.
No.
You don't love her.
You were so scared of him, then you wouldn't be asking these questions.
Well, she acting like she don't know. This is all an act.
What you did is just part of your nature.
She's not leaving him. She's gonna try to unlock him.
Mm-hmm.
She'll try to get him to just embrace the evil.
I did that.
Resist? Bro, there's a scripture in the Bible that says resist the devil and he shall flee. That's what you gotta do.
Nah, you're way too casual about
Man,
it when you were scared.
Right, all this is cannon fodder. Now you go in the house?
And he's gonna go bang after. Like,
Forsaken.
Mm-hmm.
Seal is broken.
Yep, there it is.
Yeah.
There's the revelation. Land fear.
World again.
Daughter of the night.
Oh, boy. Oh my God.
that's what was at the beginning.
Uh-huh.
You love her, she seeks.
Oh no.
Her and die.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Who shall stand against her coming?
Tying him up too.
I'm a monster too.
Oh my. Yep, that's it.
Yep.
Freaking called it. Bro, she giving me freaking Lilith vibes from Diablo 4. Like I'm an actual literal monster.
Like literally.
Oh! Was it Lan? Or Moiraine? Oh!
Hurry. We don't have much time.
It's not what you think, Grant. It's not what you think, Grant. Wait, does she come back to life? You go see.
You start to see his power start to get corrupted there. You saw that, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, there it is. A
Yeah.
minor setback.
Minor step back from major comebacks.
Ah!
Oh my Lord, Lady Poodlington!
God damn.
Oh my God!
Didn't trust her from the freaking trailers.
Freaking knew it. I freaking
now.
knew. You know how I got caught wind that was her. That's why I went back in the beginning of the episode when he was talking and I heard the Alan Fear thing.
Yeah, you got spoiled though.
But no, that's what I'm saying. That's how I got. That's why I figured. That's why I put two and two together because I saw the name.
Yeah.
But I was like, whatever, right? Because I think
You shouldn't have looked it up.
No, okay, you gotta hear me out. In the middle of SEO, we always knew she was sus.
Yeah, but still.
We were going wait. But in the middle of doing SEO, when I was looking up the names and everything like that,
Yeah.
that's as a matter of fact, it was Google that spoiled it for me. Google changed her name from Celine to Lanfear. And I was, what the freak is this? And then I didn't pay too much attention to it. I was like, whatever. That might just be like her real name or something because I know she's faking anyway. I know her name ain't Celine.
Yeah.
I know her name ain't Celine. And I think I've seen that Lanfear thing somewhere on Twitter, like when we reacted to the trailers. I saw that name Lanfear, but I was just like, whatever. I don't know who that is. So the name Lanfear was already in my head from seeing it on Twitter and then just seeing it on Google. And then when I heard him say in the old tongue, the Lanfear thing, I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah. I heard that name here. I've seen that name here. That gotta be Selene. So it was a minor spoiler, but not too big of a spoiler.
We knew she was sus this whole time.
Yeah, we knew she was sus. We were just waiting for it. It wasn't.
Back
it wasn't
from the freaking trailers. We knew she was sus.
Yeah, it wasn't like if that got ruined. We already knew she was sus. We didn't trust her anyways, so that didn't matter too much. The specifics of her got ruined for me a little bit, but it wasn't that big of a deal.
The daughter of the night.
I didn't know all that. I didn't know she was a Forsaken. I didn't know any of that. Yeah. So that's just some craziness.
She's one of the Forsaken.
I didn't know she was a Forsaken. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah. At least that's what I thought I said. But anyways, okay, but let me just write that down real quick.
Well, that's a whole thing. My
God.
I mean, they had to reveal it soon. I mean, this is the halfway point.
Oh, yeah.
Gosh. Goodness, man.
Okay. We're gonna turn the AC on a little bit. This is a little humid, and we're gonna talk about this. I'm not gonna I'll put a timer on to keep track, but I'm not necessarily gonna worry too much about the actual time. Okay, y'all. Let's break this episode down. Got all my notes. All my notes right here. This is all my notes. So I took some things down. So during the middle of the episode. So let's get it going. So I wrote down. All I heard was Lanfear. I wrote it down the way I heard it. In the beginning of the episode. So I just jotted it down. But we got the confirmation for Lanfear later. So we'll talk about that as we get down. One of the first things we saw was Moiraine's sister. Yes. We got the name drop, and I forgot to write that down.
Yeah, it started with a D. I can't remember what it was, but Moiraine's last name.
Yeah, it was lady. I think it's Damodred or something like that. Isn't it Damodred?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I meant like her first name, but anyways, like Moiraine's little sister. That gives you a nice like look as to how old she is. Right. Much older. And where she came from, like her house was a fallen house. And her sister basically was able to bring it back up to high society standards.
Yeah, to the point where her son is marrying the queen.
Yep. So and she got eyes and ears like Lady Whistledown. Yeah. And the whole thing. So there you go. So one of the things that I also wrote down I want to talk about was it early in the episode. First of all, Alana having this whole retreat. All right.
Yeah.
She's having a couples retreat.
To be fair,
a couples retreat.
She was supposed to go meet Lan to bring him back to the tower.
Yeah.
So I guess I was just kind of a pit stop, you know.
Hey, my home is nearby.
Yeah, you gotta go see the family, you know.
Get some food.
Yeah.
Make some naan.
Hey, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Get some good bread. Get some dread roti and curry. Ooh, ooh. Y'all don't know, man. Ooh. Y'all don't know. Indian food is a huge part of my culture. Indian and like Southeast Asian food and like Pakistani food. Big part of my culture because of where my family's from. And roti and curry and various different curry meals. Big part of my culture, man. If y'all know where Guyana is, that's my ethnicity. That's my background in South America. And I have a huge East Indian and like Southeast Asian culture alongside African culture in that country. So every time I see me some curry and some naan and some roti, man, fix me a plate. Fix me a plate, man. I grew up eat that. I even got Shan making curry now. Yeah, I don't know. He's part of my culture. So when I see that food, man, woo, No, we about to. I don't know exactly what ethnicity Alana's background is supposed to be. I don't know if she'd be like Pakistani, Afghanistani. I don't know if she'd be Indian, Southeast Asian. I don't know exactly what it would be.
Yeah.
But that food from that area, like Southeast Asia and like East Indian food and just Indian food in general, that area there, that food is my food. And that's my food. So I see that food, I'm like, fix me a plate. Fix me a plate. Anyways, but in that whole retreat area going on, just want to take these notes because I'll go on about that roti for a minute. In that whole retreat area, we start to see Lan is trying to figure out his place in the world. He's trying to figure out where to go from here. And we also saw that his loyalty is still to Moiraine.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Because it was a little thing, too. I said little thing, but when Alana talked about, oh, she ripped the power away from you, but he didn't say anything, you know, he had no reason to not tell her the truth there. But I guess the only other reason he would not want to tell her is to risk everyone panicking.
Yeah.
That, hey, one of the Forsaken is back. So Alana seeing that message and the warder seeing the message, Lan already knows about the Forsaken being back.
Right.
They don't know he already knows. And they don't want to freak anyone out because, you know, here's a Forsaken coming back. I don't know if he knows about Lanfear, but he already knows that Ishamael is back and that he's potentially bringing back all the other...
He did read the note.
I don't want to... Well, okay, you know what? Well, we know that he understands Old Tongue. I was going to say that, what did he even understand the Old Tongue? But he does, because I remember in season 1, he translated...
what Nynaeve's
dad said to her. Yeah, so... So we know that he knows.
If he can read it, it's a different story.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm pretty sure
just understanding a language, being able to read it is a different thing.
Things. Yeah.
Like some people can understand and speak Japanese, but they can't read traditional kanji.
Also, the other guy, he saw the note. So did he read the note? Is that something they teach in warder school?
I don't know. That's a good question. I really have no idea. Maybe that is something that they teach in warder school. If that's in the water division. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I feel like you would need to, but then again, you know, Lan also has a different background. He was a son of a king.
Yeah.
And I don't know, you know, royal families get taught a lot of things.
Right.
You know, or have the opportunity to learn things.
It's very possible that Lan could have read the note.
And understood it.
Yeah.
He looked a little shocked by it.
Yeah, because why else would he put it in his bag if it wasn't anything important?
Well, he put it in his bag because Moiraine ran up on him and he didn't get a chance to put it back in her bag.
Well, no, he looked like he purposefully put it in his bag.
Debatable. We'd have to go back and watch.
Yeah, I feel like
my interpretation of that scene, it looked as if like Moiraine was coming, oh shoot, let me just put it away.
Yeah.
But your interpretation is it was purposeful. So I would say that's debatable. I don't know which one it would be, but either way, I don't know if he understood what he read.
Right.
All we do know is that he had verbal confirmation from Moiraine when she told him that
about Ishamael
and that he could potentially be bringing the rest of them back.
Right.
So thing is too with that concerning Ishamael, but not concerning that is I've always had a question about the Aes Sedai lying thing, and I don't want anyone to answer, but it's just a question I've been trying to figure out. When they say they can't lie, vows can be broken. Anyone can break a vow. Is it like a thing where they make some type of connection with the one power? So if they do lie, they'll have some self-harm? Because you know how when she was forbidden to come back to the White Tower, it was intertwined in the scroll?
Yeah.
So it was like some type of actual weight to that?
Yeah.
And it can only be removed by the Emerlin?
I'm not sure.
So I've always questioned that, because just because they say they can't lie, don't mean they can't lie.
Right.
Is it like they actually physically cannot lie?
Yeah.
Like they take a bond and it removes all ability for them to lie?
Yeah.
Or is it just that they choose not to lie out of principle and out of moral code?
Is it like an Ella Enchanted thing where like they physically cannot, or like
it's like
happens?
What piece of media do we see where someone, they literally can't say a person's name or something like that?
That's not very specific.
I know. The only
they can't say a person's name.
Is it like Demon Slayer where they can't say Muzan Kibutsushi's name? Where they can say his name,
yeah.
But if they say it, they're gonna die, like right away. Like they say his name and then immediately they're just gone.
Yeah.
Is it a thing like that, like where they say their name, or Henney say their name, where they lie and there is actual physical repercussions?
Yeah.
That come from the act of lying, or is it something that physically holding them back?
I would think that like I said, like Ella Enchanted, where she had to be obedient, and like it like kind of forced her to be.
But like I was thinking of is it Shrek 2? I think it's Shrek 2.
What in Shrek 2?
Wasn't there someone in Shrek 2 that physically couldn't say something, even if they wanted to?
It's been a long time since I've seen Shrek 2.
I recently watched Shrek 2 a couple months ago. That's what's like bothering me. Like, wasn't there a character in Shrek 2 that couldn't speak?
It sounds familiar.
Like they literally physically, if they tried to talk, they just couldn't. Something was prohibiting them from saying the truth.
Sound familiar?
Well, I could swear that was Shrek. I won't look for it now.
Yeah.
I'll look for it after so I don't get sidetracked.
Yeah.
I'll write it down just so I don't forget to look it up for my own curiosity.
Yeah, but I mean, overall, that's a question that I'm not sure about.
Yeah, I've been always wondering that because Leandrin seemed like the type of person, like the only thing that can stop her from actually lying is a physical crutch. Like something that would like literally stop her from even telling, like that would harm herself. Like they would die if they lied.
Yeah.
Or something that physically stops them from even trying to.
I'm not quite sure. Actually, I never really like.
I've been thinking hard about that since season 1.
I never really questioned it, but now you're making me question it.
I've always questioned it since season 1 because
what's actually stopping them from?
Yeah, what's stopping them from lying? What's the authority figure? Is the one power? Did they make a binding thing where it's like a spell almost if they do tell a lie and the one power knows if it's not a lie, immediately their throat gets slit or something. Like I don't know, or like they lose, or like they immediately lose their powers, or they get stilled for like a penalty of being stilled for like a week or something. I don't know. They get administrative leave.
Yeah, I feel like it
from the White Tower.
I feel like it would be something like because
what's stopping them?
Yeah, because there is trials too, though.
Like
Moiraine went through like almost like a trial in the last season. So is it something like that? Like that, if they find out you're lying, or I don't know.
How do you know if an Aes Sedai is actually lying, or if they're just saying they can't lie because everybody knows they can't lie?
I feel like it might be like a binding like contract thing that like they physically cannot tell a lie.
Yeah, because even Leandrin said, we Aes Sedai cannot, the oath prohibits us from lying.
Yeah. So it might
did she say prohibits us or prevents us?
I don't remember.
The words are very important. Did she say the one power prohibits us from lying, or the one power prevents us from lying? Because prevent and prohibit are two different words. Let's see what she says here. The one power. Let's go back. Sorry, guys. We're just trying to. Please don't answer that question for us. Please don't answer. I don't want to know in the books. I have a feeling the show might explain or go in depth. If we're down like 4 seasons and they don't go in depth, then maybe tell us. Yeah. But
I don't remember exactly
the pain.
what she said.
But even that fades in time. That episode here. I know people on the comments are like, here's the answer. But no.
Yeah.
What we got here? My daughter. Okay. I'm sorry. I know the conversation was somewhere around here. I was in there for years, and it's fading, but I still remember it. Come on. Okay. Keep my son a secret. 80 years now, 90, and I wrote that down. I'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah.
I told myself it was for his own protection, stop my enemies from hurting him and getting to me. Okay. The 3 oaths
binds us to speak the truth to others.
Okay, so that's the thing right here.
It binds but that still doesn't quite answer.
It doesn't quite answer it either. That's very vague. The 3 oaths bind us to speak the truth to others.
But not ourselves.
The 3 oaths bind us. Bind. They're being held.
Yeah.
Now, are they being held in a, what's the word I'm looking for? Are they being held in a, what's the word I'm looking for? In a metaphorical way or in a literal way?
Yeah.
That is a little unclear because even the word bind can be metaphorical.
Right.
It can just be like we are bonded, we are bound together through marriage. Our rings and our marriage certificate and everything binded us together.
Yeah.
But we are not physically bound together.
Says who? Can't see our feet.
But I'm just saying we're not physically joined together that we can't be separated. Okay, but I can still separate myself physically from you, right? The thing that's keeping us together is the legal system and our love for each other.
The legal system first, dang.
Well, I mean, I can't just separate from you on a legal stat. I could go and have like another girl and family on the side, but unless there's a formal separation.
Hey, bro, that don't matter to some people. Tell people that got like 6.
No, I know, but I'm just trying to say, like, formally.
6 wives.
I know, but I'm saying formally, we would still be bound together formally. Yeah. So that's the point. So the point I'm trying to make is that there's those types of binding.
Yeah.
And then there's an actual physical binding.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No, I'm just trying to say, I'm trying to analyze what that could mean. I'm bringing it back to this. I don't understand which one it would be. I don't want to spend too much more time on it than we already have, but I've been really questioning that a lot. The 3 oaths bind us to speak the truth to others. What does that mean exactly? I don't know.
No.
The answer is out there, but I don't want to look it up.
Yeah.
Because again, this always, especially with Leandrin, the others I can understand.
She seems the most likely to tell a lie.
She seems the most likely to tell a lie.
Yeah.
So it's like, we already know she doesn't follow a good majority of the rules.
Yeah.
So it's
like a physical rule that she physically cannot lie.
Exactly. That's the question that's been burning me.
That I feel would be stopping her.
Exactly. That's the only thing that would stop somebody like Leandrin.
Challenges everything.
Yep.
Even the higher ups.
Yep.
She challenges.
She coming for the ambulance seats.
Yeah. She's threatening the other one.
Yep.
The other lady. I always forget her name.
She's the keeper. Yeah. I think her name is Leanne.
I don't remember.
Is her name Leanne? I feel like her name is Leanne.
Yeah, but her. So what would stop her from physically lying to get what she wants?
I mean, she's even told it to Matt, like, I said I cannot lie, so.
Yeah. There's got to be something that's like physically binding them.
But then again, like I did say, words are important. Cannot and will not are 2 different things too.
Yeah.
I said I will. If they say I said I will not lie, that's a choice.
Yeah, but cannot.
Cannot lie implies is an implication that there's no choice there.
Yeah.
Whether it be a threat, like someone constantly paying attention to your moves, or a physical binding, as we've been seeing here.
Yeah.
That literally they physically cannot lie.
Yeah.
Don't know. But I just wanted to bring it up because it shapes the way that I think about how things are said in this show.
Yeah.
And how actions are made. Because even like we know Moiraine is not lying about Lanfear.
Mm-hmm.
We know she's not lying. But what gives Rand any reason to believe her?
Right.
What gives them a reason to believe her?
Yeah.
Because they say they don't lie?
Yeah.
We know they can bend the truth.
Exactly.
Which is not necessarily lying, but it's about perspective.
Right.
You know, like I can say, yeah, man, I am the tallest man. I'm the tallest man.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Perspective can dictate whether what I'm talking about. I didn't specify I'm the tallest, how or why or where I'm the tallest man.
I'm the tallest man in this room.
I'm the tallest man in this room.
Yeah.
I'm the tallest man in my family.
Yeah.
I'm the tallest man on the street. Yeah. I'm the tallest man in the world. All I said was I'm the tallest man.
Yeah.
I never specified where, when, or what context. So they have that ability to be that vague.
Right.
And tell the truth without telling the truth. But what is to straight up tell Leandrin, or to stop Leandrin from saying, yeah, man, I don't got no son.
Yeah.
I don't physically have a child that I am keeping somewhere.
No one's ever asked where she's gone.
I know, but like, let's say if someone were to ask her.
No, that's what I'm saying.
I mean?
No one's ever asked where she's gone because she, makes it a secret.
Yeah. I think maybe to prevent people from even asking the question.
Even if someone were to say, oh, where are you going? I'm going for a walk.
Yeah, not a lie. A walk where? Oh, I'm just going to one of the inns in Tarfalon.
Yeah.
Why are you going there? I just wanted to check in on someone I've been keeping tabs on.
Yeah.
Who is this person you're keeping tabs on? I tell you, man, it's this man that I worried about.
Yeah.
I'm concerned. Oh, should the other sister be concerned about him? I don't think so, but if there's anything, I'll let you know. And if they ask any further question, what's the name of this man? She can give the name of him.
Yeah. She doesn't have to give a last name.
Yeah.
She doesn't have to, who's to say anyone in the White Tower even knows her last name?
Right. What's your connection with this man?
Who's to say she even gave him a last name?
Right. She could have already set up things in place that if she were to be questioned about it, she can tell the truth about it without having to reveal much.
Yeah.
Like, okay, what's your connection with this man? He's someone close to me. Yeah. I've been keeping my eye on him for years. I'm worried about him. He concerns me.
Yeah.
So the way that you deliver those lines and you are now dependent on their perspective on what you're saying.
Yeah, but nothing you're saying is a lie.
Nothing that she's saying is a lie.
Yeah.
Because concern is also a two-way street. Are you concerned about him because you care, or are you concerned about him because he's a threat?
Exactly.
Are you concerned about him for other people, or concerned for him from other people?
Right.
Who knows? The specifics are so crazy.
So vague. Yeah.
I really like this aspect of the Aes Sedai in general because it really gives them a lot of room to play around. But we haven't even got to the rest of the topic. It's 21 minutes. It really gives them.
Because if they need to lie, quote unquote, they kind of can.
Without even lying.
Yeah.
And it takes someone who has really high charisma.
You really just have to think about what they're saying.
Just think about Baldur's Gate. It takes someone that has really high charisma in their stats for it to work. But yeah.
Yeah, but it takes, like, I feel like if I were talking to an Aes Sedai, I was going to be analyzing what exactly they're saying, especially if I'm trying to get information. It's like, oh, this is a Forsaken. What is a Forsaken? What are
someone who's been lost to time?
Yeah, I'm gonna be asking questions that can help me analyze what is true and what is not.
And the thing is, though, they're so good at it that they've had literally decades. Some of them close to a century
of practice.
Yeah, where you can ask them the same question 1,000 different ways, and they will have 2,000 different answers for you.
Yeah.
You can ask them deeper questions about a thing. They'll never be put on a corner because they know how to word things in a way. An Aes Sedai is a lawyer's worst fear. It's like you can.
It's like, did you kill this man?
Like, I wouldn't even know how to answer that question because let's say you didn't do it, right? Did I kill this man? You could literally say no, though, because did I kill him or did the sword do it? You didn't ask me what. You didn't ask me.
Did you take the sword and kill this man?
Did I? Okay, see, how can I reword that? Did I take the sword and kill the man? Let's see. Did I take the sword and kill the man? I don't even know how to answer that.
Right.
But I said I would know how.
They would know how.
I wouldn't even know how to evade that question if it's true. Did I take the sword? And I'm really trying to think about it. Did I take the sword and kill the man? How could I say no? Did I take the sword and kill the man? I've taken a sword and killed a man.
But then you're just admitting to another murder.
No. Yeah, but we're not on trial for that. We're not on trial for that. You didn't ask me. We're not here to ask me if I never murdered anyone.
Can't other stuff in court be held against you?
I mean, yeah, but
so all right, we need to schedule another trial.
Yeah, yeah, no, but it work in this. I don't know how would I answer that question.
Yeah, but they would know.
Have I taken a sword and killed a man? You can say yes. You can, if it was in the real world, you can still say yes.
Mm-hmm.
I play Skyrim. It's like, man, I went into this dungeon. I got this legendary weapon, man. And there was this guy that was just in my way. And I just did what I had to do.
Okay, but we're not talking about Skyrim. We're talking about this.
We're talking about this?
We're talking about this.
Did I take the sword? If the person's name is Greg, did you take the sword and pierce Greg? I did not take the sword and pierce Greg.
He's like, no, I slashed Greg.
I slashed Greg. And did you take the sword and murder Greg? No. I used a knife. I don't know. They can find much more.
No, I slashed him and he died. But I was not present when he died.
Exactly. I slashed the sword I used slashed him, but and then the lawyer would have to get more specific. And did you take the sword and physically take your hand and swish it? Did I physically take the sword? No, I used the one power. I'm just saying, like, we're going too long about this.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, I really do find that aspect of, because can you imagine those kind of mechanics in a game like Baldur's Gate, though?
Right.
Where, like you literally cannot lie, but, like, you can, like, literally just get your way out of anything because you're by telling indirect truths.
Right. Yeah, I saw you. You killed the guard. Like, he was there.
Mm-hmm.
But, I was just trying to go past. So, but I didn't kill him.
I didn't kill him. I didn't kill him, technically. Technically speaking, I did not kill him. I just walked through.
Yeah.
It was my sword that I had. As I walked through. No, technically, okay, because look, technically, depending on how you twist it, the sword could have slashed him, but he fell off a cliff, and that's what killed him.
Exactly.
Because
specifics.
Because the sword could have cut him, but he could have survived.
Anyway, we're going on far too long with this. What's the next one we got to talk about?
30 minutes just talking about this one thing. Oh, Lord. Let's see if we can skip some fluff.
Yeah.
Moiraine telling Logain to teach Rand. Do you think that's going to still come into play now that the Fades are after him?
I do feel like it is.
But how would that work, though?
But listen, they could still be breaking Logain out because it would be easier for a man who can channel to teach a man who can channel rather than an Aes Sedai who right now cannot channel to teach Rand.
But even her teaching wouldn't work because the way how they process and feel the one power is different.
Exactly. So I feel like that still could come into play because I feel like they still need Logain.
But don't you think, though, that Lanfear, Celine, would know to go back to his place of work where Logain is and try to stop that from even happening?
He'd be gone by then.
Yeah, but...
Could sneak in.
But going back to the place you're running from is dangerous.
It is. Absolutely.
It's like, that's the last place you want to go.
Yeah.
Because they know that could be a potential place for you to go.
Or is it the first place? Because they know that you'd have to be stupid to go back.
True. They might be like, you know what? They would never go back there. They'd be stupid to go back there.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So that really is a question. I do feel like Logain will come back into play.
Yeah.
For whatever, he might be useful for.
Because they wouldn't have Moiraine just offer him the sword.
Yeah,
or the knife.
I think that whole interaction wouldn't matter. Like, if they were just going to toss him to the side anyway.
Also, yeah, true. And also, just to add to the play on words, what Moiraine said was definitely a major play on words to Logain.
Mm-hmm.
After you've helped him, she said, I know what you want. So she already put in the head, I know what you want. Indicating that I know you want to kill Aes Sedai. I know you want to kill me. I know what you want. What all men who were taken away from, the one power, what they want.
Oh, I saw that as like killing himself.
True.
Because he got cut off.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Forget what I was about to say. You're right. You're right. You're right. Yeah. I thought, you're right. Forget what I was about to say because I thought that she was going to say that he would want to kill her. But no, you bring up a good point. In the first season, he explicitly wanted to be killed.
Yeah.
He wanted to die.
Yeah.
Because he felt like he,
and that's what I'm saying. Like, Moiraine understands what it feels like to be cut off. So I'm sure that's what she wants.
But I don't know. I'm just going back to some of the comments from the last video. People are explaining that what happened to Logain and what happened to Moiraine were two different things.
Well, I understand that, but I'm saying, like, Moiraine is understanding how it feels to be cut off. It feels like you are at a loss. It feels
yeah.
So that's why I say in comparison. Obviously, Logain has it worse because he's, like, literally going mad.
Yeah.
Because men who aren't technically supposed to channel, and then they lose that sense of power, it's going to hit them 10 times worse.
Well, someone also explained that the one power is basically like a drug. Yeah. And Moiraine losing it is like being able to channel is like getting your high. And by not being able to get your fix, you're starting to get some major withdrawals.
Yeah.
So I like that comparison because I mean, because we're starting to see that with Moiraine. She's like constantly just trying to keep herself busy. She's not trying to embrace anything. She's just walking around, moving around, and the same thing for the people who can't channel anymore, for like the men. So
yeah, because I mean, either way, like they've made a very clear point that men who can channel eventually go mad.
Yeah.
And I can't even imagine like being able to channel and slowly going mad, but then getting that ripped away from you.
Yeah.
I feel like that would make the process go so much faster. So to the point where like, he wants to die because he doesn't want to like not be able to channel and have to live with that.
Well, like going back to the whole words thing, I think Moiraine even saying that, like, she said, she didn't say I'd let you kill yourself. She said I'd leave you the knife.
Yeah.
He's like, I left you the knife doesn't mean I let you harm yourself.
Right.
It doesn't mean I let you hurt yourself.
Yeah.
So. It needs to be something like that. So anyway, moving on from that, one of the coolest revelations for me in this episode was we finally got a name drop for what Perrin is.
Wolf brother.
And a wolf brother.
Yeah.
And we're starting to see more of get more understandings for what his abilities are and how they work.
Yeah, that's what I've been really waiting for because I feel like that is a very important thing. And he's been kind of lost.
Doggle clan.
Yeah, he's been very lost since the first season. He hasn't truly understood his purpose and like what he's supposed to be. And he's surrounded or he was surrounded by his friends who could do all these amazing things.
Yeah.
And I feel like he's really been at a loss, and he's just been kind of like trying to do what he could, you know, hence why he was with the other people. I keep forgetting their name.
The
Shinnarans. There it is.
Yeah.
But he's been with them trying to find Pat and Fane, and, you know, doing what he could do to, you know, help his friends. And in that, he's actually finding himself and what his actual purpose is. Because this is like the first time we've seen him smile.
Yeah.
In a long time.
And feel like relaxed.
Yeah.
Like embracing himself, feeling relaxed, feeling like, okay, like these wolves, like I feel like I understand them a bit. They, you know, and Elias was even saying that, like, we see her every night.
Every time you sleep, yeah.
Every time you sleep, we see her visions of her. So we know that which someone was saying in the comments, like in season 1, that they hope that Perrin wouldn't get with Egwene because Perrin was always loyal to his wife and he would never cheat on her and yada yada. And I'm guessing this would confirm that personality trait of him, because the fact that he's still thinking about her means that he still loves her deep down.
I feel like Egwene was kind of filling a void, and, you know, him being in love with her was kind of just, you know, this is the person I'm around for a long time, someone I care about.
Yeah.
And, you know, I just got someone I've truly loved and cared about ripped away from me. Yeah. And this is kind of a fill in her place, but I don't really love her in the same way. But I think that's where I was getting kind of confused.
But even before then, though, it was hinted that there was something going on between the three of them, between Rand, Perrin, and Egwene.
Yeah.
Whether it was,
but even with,
I don't know if Egwene and Perrin dated in the past.
But even with, like, going back to the very beginning of the first season, Layla was supposed to be there for Egwene's her trial.
And she wasn't.
She wasn't there.
Yeah.
So that does also makes me think that there was something that had gone on previously between Perrin and Egwene.
Like maybe Perrin and Egwene,
at least from Perrin's side.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Perrin used to have a crush on her when he was younger.
Yeah.
Before he met Layla.
It was like, you know, the one that got away.
The one that got away kind of thing. And maybe he, you know, he fell in love with Layla and did fall in love with her.
Yeah.
But deep down, he still cared for Egwene in some capacity.
Yeah.
And maybe, you know, Rand felt insecure about that because maybe they used to have this little thing going around that maybe the two of them liked Egwene, but neither of them could get her.
Yeah.
And, you know, maybe it was just kind of like some childish thing where he just never trusted that Perrin moved on. And maybe Layla got wind of this information and was like, okay, so you never told me you had a thing for Egwene. Yeah. Now I'm looking at you sus now. Like, I don't trust you. So, you know, and maybe her perspective was just that, like, what stopped you from leaving me right now and going and trying to go with her?
Right.
Or maybe he saw her looking at a certain way. Or maybe he was like, she found out that, you know, he did have those feelings for her in the past, and then maybe saw him looking at her a certain way and was like, yeah, he's not over her.
Right.
And, you know, so it could be easily something like that. But either way, it shows that he still loved Layla. He still cared about her, and he had grief. And it's cool that the Wolf Brothers and whatever, like, they all have, like, he has, like, his own people to be with, like, his own people to vibe with and whatever.
Yeah, his own pack. Yeah.
Exactly.
So it's really interesting because I feel like
Elias' mouth probably smell like raw stink meat, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Smell like blood. Yeah, but I feel like being around the wolves and, you know, speaking with Elias about, you know, what he truly is, like, it's kind of bringing out everything that he was kind of questioning was happening to him.
Yeah. And it makes him feel like, because, like, if you don't know what's happening to you, you don't want to talk to people about it. And Moiraine already knew about it.
Yeah.
Like, in the first season, she said, don't tell anybody about who you are, what it is.
Yeah.
Because she probably already knew the other Aes Sedai would not react highly to that.
Yeah, well,
they probably think he
like
could channel.
I said, you know, yeah,
and immediately write him off as a man that could channel and try to kill him.
Exactly.
And maybe the Wolf Brothers do use the one power in their own way.
Right.
Maybe they have their own way of
Because
using
it
the one
doesn't make
power.
sense how they would have a connection, like an almost like magical connection like that, if it wasn't somehow connected to the one power.
And they're like I said, they're kind of like druids in a way.
Mm-hmm.
They have a connection to these animals, these wolves, and they can also turn into them.
Well,
I think Elias can turn into them.
He said, "Don't be ridiculous."
Oh, he said, "Don't be ridiculous."
Yeah, something of that nature.
I could have sworn he turned into one.
No, because he blatantly because Parent asked, can I turn into one of these, or will we turn into one of these?" And he was like, "Don't be silly," or something like that.
Or don't be ridiculous.
Or don't be stupid, or something like that.
Yeah.
So I don't think that they can turn into them, but I think that they're just very well connected with them.
Yeah.
And they might have some.
So not quite like druids, but close.
Might have some like enhanced abilities, but not necessarily turning into a wolf.
Maybe werewolf, maybe a pseudo werewolf.
Yeah.
I would say a pseudo werewolf because we clearly saw that when Perrin fully got, maybe, I don't know if maybe he's the one of the few of his kind that could do this, which makes him special.
Mm-hmm.
Because we saw with Child Valda that he broke through the ropes and his strength was heightened.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That they can't necessarily turn into wolves, but they have their like enhanced, like could be
that's like a pseudo werewolf, like almost like a werewolf.
Yeah, so that's what I'm assuming from that, is that there are enhancements, but not necessarily, full like vampire turning into like a bat. Like it's not something.
I would
like
love
that.
all the Wolf Brothers, just a bunch of black guys. I'm like, yeah, man, that'd be dope. With a bunch of Wolf Brothers.
But that's the thing, we don't know if there's any other ones.
Yeah, we don't know. But there might be though.
It could have been.
He said they call us Wolf Brothers, so
it could have been like a thing that
very few of them.
He's like one of the last ones.
They could be like Witchers.
Yeah.
Where there's so little of them.
Yeah.
Like,
There
which is why they have to stay together.
For all we know, there could have been an abundance, and the Aes Sedai killed all
Killed
of
them all, yeah.
So we really don't know much about them.
Yeah.
That's a whole other thing that they're exploring.
But it was really cool though, because he was able to show that, like, look, we can leave visions for the rest of us to see.
Yeah.
So one of them
that explains the other ones we were seeing now.
Yep. Again, I do kind of lean in more towards it being like in heightened senses that appear as visions. Being able to visualize something in your mind's eye because of heightened smell, taste, and hearing.
Well, he blatantly said the wolf saw a deer or a buck or whatever.
Yeah.
And is leading us.
That could also be specific though. He could leave trails.
Well, from what it sounded like, because by the time they got there, the wolf was dead. Or the deer was dead.
Yeah.
So that makes me be like, all right, well, the wolf followed it, killed it, and was like, hey, I have this deer, come this way.
Or it could just be because he killed it, they'll be able to smell the tracks. Able to smell the fight.
They said the wolf is leading them.
I know, but what is leading though?
The wolf has a connection.
I don't want to believe it's just that.
Look here.
I don't want to believe it's just that.
I'm showing you where to go.
I don't want to believe it's just that. I want to believe that it appears that way because of their senses.
But let's go back to the other one where parents saw all the people at the table.
Yes. Dom Toretto. Told you, it's like a detective. You don't see those detective shows where they look at something like, bro, freaking the Flash season 1 was like this when they used to play into the CSI stuff, where like in the first season Barry was able to look at a crime scene and he was able to visualize the tracks, visualize this, and he was able to kind of see it in his head, what kind of car, what kind of tires were used, what kind of thing was used because of that. So I'm saying it could be something akin to that, where they are visually, yes, they are seeing visions, they are seeing it, but the only reason they're seeing it is because their senses allow them to see it that way. And like there's something going on in their psyche and in their brain that allows them to visualize these things.
I don't want to believe that. We're in a world with something called the one power.
Yeah.
So I don't want to believe
But heightened senses are still a power, though. That's still a power.
I don't want to believe that.
I want to believe it's connected. I'm not saying it's only that. I'm saying it's connected to it. Because he did specifically say that, like, okay.
Why would they be seeing the same thing, though?
Well, I'm getting to that. He did specifically say that, hey, like, we see her every night, like, when you send us visions or whatever. Right? Sure. I do, but at least I don't know what it is in the books, but at least according to the show, what they're doing in the show, that's how it works. But I want to feel that being able to see the tracks and smell your environment and hear your environment can also enhance and play in with your visions as well. I want to believe.
Doesn't explain how they can see his dreams of Layla.
You're not hearing what I'm saying. I'm saying that they could be the same thing. Like they could be working in tandem with each other. Like the visions and the senses are coming together to be one thing. They could have a hive mind connection where, yes, mentally they are connected to each other. But in order to get all these things to work, you still need to have the other parts to make it work too. I'm not trying to deny what the show is saying. The show, like you said, clearly said that we see her.
Yeah.
You show her us every night. We've been tracking you for so long. Like, one of our wolf brothers or whatever, he sent us a vision. The show did say that. Mm-hmm. But part of me wants to believe that it's somewhere in the source material that it didn't quite work like that. And that it did work like that, but because he had the physical, actual heightened attributes that allowed him to visualize something in that kind of way. So I don't know. I feel like
we'll have to wait and see if they explain
no, man.
more of
I saw
it,
someone in the comments. They didn't necessarily. I saw someone. They were happy that I pointed that out. They didn't go into specifics because I'm guessing it might have been some book spoilers, but they were happy that I brought that up, which is why it's also leading me to feel like this might be something to do with his powers, because that was something I was theorizing. I feel like
it's just a sense thing. I feel like it's.
I'm not saying it's just. I'm saying it works in tandem with everything else. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying it's solely the senses. I'm saying that it might have a bigger role to play with the visions. Like it all comes together to work together for one thing. Because if you're going to be a wolf, you got to have some senses.
Yeah,
you got to have heightened senses, smell, taste, things like that. Which
I'm not arguing with you about that. I'm arguing with you about the vision and how that works.
Look, we'll have to see. We can at least agree on this. We'll have to see how the show decides to interpret that. Because I don't know the source material to know how it works.
Right. Yeah.
All we have to go off of is what the show is telling us. Yeah. So, and based on what the show is telling us, they're saying that they can straight up shoot visions in people's brains. That we can like force project a vision in your brain. That's straight up. That based on what the episode said, that's how it works. But I want to feel like it's more intricate than that. I feel like it has to be more intricate than. I feel like the one power is involved. Yes. I do feel that, yes, maybe they could straight up force project. But I also feel like the senses have a lot to do with it too. And maybe, I don't know. Okay, how about this?
Well, the fact that the wolves are visually seeing it, that is using their senses.
Okay, I understand that. But because remember, they can see something that another person can't see. So they're seeing it in their mind's eye. Point blank and period. If parent is seeing that vision, some other person can't come and see it, which means it's not physically there. That means they're seeing it up here. Mm-hmm. Right? So it's like, I don't know. It's like people, I've never, for clarification, this example I'm about to use, I've never smoked weed. I've never been, high. I've never been intoxicated. I've drank, but I've never been intoxicated. So I don't know exactly how what I'm about to say works. Mm-hmm. But based on what people have said about being high and being, drunk or whatever, let's use the high example. we've heard people say things over the years of being able to see things that aren't there.
Yeah.
Right? Like somebody that could be high could like look down the street and be like, yo, y'all see that guy walking right there? But then I could be there and not see a guy.
Mm-hmm.
But that person is physically seeing that guy there.
Mm-hmm.
They're seeing that in their brain. They're seeing that in their mind's eye. Their brain is allowing them to see that. So I'm just trying to say the visions are working that way, where is even the ladies, even men's psychic abilities, she can physically see what's happening to people, but they can't see it. So that's all happening up here. So what I'm trying to say is that my theory now is, I know I really hope I'm making sense here, because I have all what I'm saying in my brain, but I don't know if I'm really saying it properly. So I'm trying my best to try to say what I'm trying to say. All those examples being made, take all that, right? And here's where I'm going with it. So I believe that the senses plus the one power equals the visions.
That's what I was saying this whole time.
What are you saying though?
That the connection they have to the wolves, right? That is because of the one power.
Okay, let's go with that.
Okay. So them being able to see the visions is a projection of the connection with the wolves.
That's where we differ.
Okay, what is different about that?
So, imagine that. Okay, imagine, what's the example I can use here? Okay. So I'm trying to think of a good example. Okay. Imagine the one power being water coming through a faucet, right? And a shower head can change the shape of the water. I believe that the one power allows them to send the visions, just like the water, and their senses are the shower head that allows them to put shape to the water. Does that make sense?
Somewhat.
I believe the visions work like that, where the one power connects them, yes. But without their senses, they may not be able to make shape of what's being sent to them. I think of it like code, like coding. Like Python can create a script, but you need something that can visualize the script. You know what I mean?
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. So the script is being sent. The coding is there. When you send it to the website to create like a JavaScript, for example, to say, when you click this button, I will see a dog, a picture of a gray dog. The coding for the gray dog is being sent. You need the website to see it.
No,
you get what I mean?
I understand what you're saying. I think
it works like that.
I personally feel like it's a mental thing that.
But yes, that's what I'm saying too.
Listen. But I'm saying the mental thing that I'm saying is the mental connection with the wolves, that you're seeing what they're wanting you to see.
I think we're saying the same thing, but I don't think we're fully understanding each other. I think we're saying the same thing, because that's what I'm saying too. But I'm saying
okay, if I'm parent,
yes,
my senses, I'm not seeing that because of my senses. I'm seeing what the wolf wanted me to see.
But I'm trying to say that you're seeing what the wolf wants you to see because of your senses.
I'm saying that because I'm connected.
You're connected, but you can't make shape of it because.
But I'm making shape of it because the wolf already made shape of it. And they're sending that connection back to me.
I'm viewing it as the wolf sends the code and you need the hub to process it. That's how I'm seeing it.
I'm seeing my brain as the hub. But the wolf already had all the senses. The wolf is the code.
But I'm seeing the brain. The wolf isn't the code, and that's where I think that's where we might be differing, because I don't think the wolf is the code. I think the one power is the code. I think they're sending the code through the one power.
I think the wolf is the code. The one power is the one that's sending it, and my brain is the website.
Yeah, I don't think it's that simple. I think that, no disrespect. No disrespect. Okay, because you could be right. I just don't think that that theory is entertaining enough for me. I think that's too simple. Again, no disrespect, because you could be right. I could just be tripping off my rockers. I just feel like it would be a little bit more complex in the sense that, like, it's not just, because to me, that's just a little too easy. I feel like there needs to be something that makes it special, because everyone interprets the one power differently. Everyone uses it differently.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's just my explanation.
I'm not saying that's the only way that it can happen.
Yeah, and I'm not saying my thing is the only way that it can happen.
Well,
either.
no, okay. So let me clarify. Because when the vision in the town, right, that Perrin and Elias saw,
mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if that was a wolf, like, showing that, or showing that vision, or if it was Perrin's senses,
mm-hmm.
like, creating that. And I'm not denying that could be that could really be what happened in that scenario.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying that, Perrin doesn't have the ability to create that vision, if that's what you were trying to say.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I don't understand. What is your interpretation of that scene then?
My interpretation.
I don't want to drown out about this too long.
No, I know, but I want to be very.
To understand.
That's what I'm trying to say. I want to be very clear as to what I'm saying, because I think I want you to understand what I'm trying to say. So I'm trying to find the best way I can explain it, so you can get what I mean. What I'm trying to say, I am taking your theory as them being able to physically see a vision
mm-hmm.
through the one power, but I'm adding an extra layer to it. What I'm saying is that, again, using the water example, I can see the water. Maybe changing the shape isn't the best example. Maybe that's probably where I confused you, to make you feel that Perrin is creating the vision himself. Maybe
that's what it seems like you're saying.
Maybe that's where I'm going wrong in my example. Maybe I should use another
Just
example.
Explain it as if you're Perrin.
Perrin can't even explain it himself.
No, that's what I'm saying. If you're Perrin, what do you think is happening?
All I know, I'm seeing something. If I'm Perrin, all I know is I'm seeing it.
No. Explain what you think. Like, let's say Perrin 2 seasons from now.
Okay. What
do you think is happening that is making that you see that vision?
Let me see. Let me see if I can make sense of this. Okay. Think of the one power, right?
Mm-hmm.
And going back to the coding.
Mm-hmm.
Without the right stuff, the code means nothing to that software without the right thing to read it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm explaining this in baby terms as much as I possibly can. So to somebody, the code just looks like a bunch of random numbers and letters,
mm-hmm.
right? But it's already pre-programmed with what it needs to say. Mm-hmm. So bringing that back, that confirms that, yes, the wolf is sending that vision. The wolf is already sending the code with what it needs to be said in there,
mm-hmm.
right? But without the right receiving software, I won't be able to read the code, right?
Mm-hmm.
No matter, the code is already saying what it needs to say. But without the software, it might come back as an error, or I can't read it properly. If I use the right software, I'll be able to see what the code is.
Okay, so put that in terms of Wheel of Time. What does that mean?
What I'm trying to say is that somebody with the wrong software would not be able to see the code. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Perrin has the right software, and Elias has the right software, so they're able to read the code.
That's what I've been saying this whole time.
But what I'm trying to say is their senses are the right software. They're only able to see it because their senses is the software in question. Without those senses, they don't have the right software.
Is their brain not elevating those senses?
But their brain is just
without their brain, they don't have those senses.
Not true. That's not how senses work, though.
If you don't have a brain, you don't have anything.
Yes and no. Your brain sends signals to certain parts of your body, and they send signals back for your brain to interpret it. When your neurons are flying.
But what I'm saying, if you don't have a brain, you're not alive. So you wouldn't be able to have those senses.
Yes and no. Yes.
But without your brain and getting that in your brain, I'm not saying the senses aren't a factor.
But you're separating them, though.
But I'm not saying it's not a factor, because without your brain, you're not going to be able to process that.
Yes, but that's general, though. You need it. You need all those things. I'm not trying to say that the brain, you don't need a brain. I'm trying to say they're all part of the same thing. Like your senses and your brain all work the same. They all work for the same goal.
But if you're getting it to your brain, exactly, what's the difference of them using their senses to create that vision?
Because the difference is
using their brain.
Because the difference is, if you look at a spiritual vision and your brain being able to make sense of something because of senses, because like, for instance, I can visualize what a goat looks like because my brain has a mental image of the goat. But if I smell a goat, like if I smell whether it's cooked or I'm at a farm, I can get a visual image of that goat because my brain has already associated the smell with this image.
Yeah, but you can also...
Right?
But if you are thinking about a goat and you're thinking about a farm, you can smell the farm.
You can smell the farm, yes. But I'm saying it all goes back, they all work together. I'm not trying to say they're separate. You need them to work together for it to be a thing.
I'm not saying they're separate.
Yeah, and I'm trying to say his senses.
We're saying the exact same thing.
But you keep saying no, though, because I'm saying the brain. I'm saying that the brain. I'm not even. Sorry. Our cat's yelling at us.
She thinks we're
arguing.
Yeah.
We're not arguing. We're having a very intense debate about this very serious subject here.
Yeah, there's no hard feelings.
We're not arguing. We're just trying to make sense of this. What I'm trying to say, babe. I'm trying to say that the again, that's why I say I think we're saying the same thing. I just don't think we're fully understanding each other properly. Again, I think I'm making it clear that
we've now been officially going on for an hour.
Crap, I was supposed to bring something out. Anyways, we've been going on for an hour now. And you still haven't even gotten to the rest of my notes.
No.
Those visions are always going to be out there through the one power. But can Moiraine see it?
I didn't see, but that's what I'm seeing. There's a heightened ability within the Wolf brothers.
Yes.
We've already discovered that.
Yes.
We already agree on that.
Yes.
And it has to do with whatever genetic makeup or whatever...
Or spiritual
makeup they have.
Yeah.
Right? We're together on that.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm not saying that other people can see it if they don't have that same makeup.
Mm-hmm.
So they cannot. Moiraine cannot see that. Leandrin cannot see that. The Amerlin seat cannot see that.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have that connection with the wolves specifically.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saying the same thing as you, that they need that makeup to have those senses, to have those visions.
And I'm just trying to say that specifically that because of those senses, they're able to make sense of the visions.
And I'm not arguing with that, but you weren't saying what to make me understand what you are saying.
I addressed that discrepancy. I said that I don't
You're
think
saying the same exact thing.
But that's what I said.
But you were just talking about coding.
I was trying to find different ways to explain it because I felt like, guys, if you don't understand.
Look, when I say, how I described it,
mm-hmm.
Wolf see, Wolf send, brain process.
Okay, but I'm saying it's more than that. I was trying to, my whole goal, guys.
But when I say brain, I'm thinking everything involving the brain. The brain processes those senses.
You see, but I'm thinking when you say brain though, and which is why I brought up the LSD, the marijuana thing.
Uh-huh.
The reason I brought it up is because you can see things in your brain because of your psychology.
Uh-huh.
Right? And how your brain works. You can visualize something that's not there. And if you want to get into some esoteric thinking, some people claim to see spiritual beings all the time.
Right.
And that's separate of their own physical senses.
Right.
So when you say brain,
I'm not saying it's their brain.
You gotta be specific.
Look, I'm not saying it's their brain just making up an image. I'm not saying that. I'm saying like all of the senses of the wolf created that image and sent it to Perrin to process those.
To decode.
Yes. I'm saying the exact same thing you are.
But see that, and I think that's another thing where we got confused too, though, because in my mind, when you say the brain is processing it,
you're thinking I'm only saying mentally.
I'm thinking mentally.
No,
they're seeing it through a spiritual projection, where I'm just like, no, it's more than that.
No, that's not what I was saying.
And that's where we got confused.
I was saying that there was, because when I say brain, I'm thinking that like all of the senses included in what you saw, because obviously sight is a sense.
Yes.
So you're seeing what they saw.
Yes.
And you're making up what they saw from your own eyes.
Okay. But I think there's more than just the eye aspect too, though.
And I'm not saying
to get a full vision of the vision.
Yeah.
As the wolf sees it, you need to be able to smell, because sometimes the visions only activate in a certain area too, though. Because they were there, and that's when the vision activated, which showed that the deer was nearby. Right. So they're able to smell it.
And like even going back to the one, he was hearing them talking, he was smelling the food. Like I'm not saying that he's not seeing those senses. I'm just saying when I said brain, I meant everything that comes with it.
And that's where we kind of think, because again, just to reiterate, that's where my brain was going when you said brain. I was thinking like, because
I'm just seeing a mental image.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's not what I was trying to say.
Okay, and that's where we got confused.
Yeah.
Because I was
Same thing.
Because I was thinking about girl
whole,
from
30-minute conversation.
I know, but I was thinking about girl from I was thinking about Harry Potter, like the people who could only see what they called those people, like if they had to have seen someone die to be able to see these. What are they called again? They're not fades. They're like fades.
Not sure.
The dark things with arms, like thing, like the little dark horse things. The little dark horse things, man.
Azkaban.
You could use it as a mount in Hogwarts Legacy if you bought the Dark Arts pack. It's like a little like horse thing that you can only see them if you've seen someone die.
I know what you're talking about.
Man, you forgot your Harry Potter lore?
It's been a while since I've seen it, to be fair. I've not seen it in a few years.
Without me pulling it up against our whole thing.
Yeah.
I thought you meant more like that.
No.
Where it's like they can see something spiritually, like, oh yeah, I can see a ghost standing right there.
No, I'm saying they're visually sending an image and you're interpreting it.
Through your senses.
Yes.
And your brain.
Yes.
Okay, we're on the same page.
A whole 30, 40-minute conversation just to find out we were on the same page this whole time.
But it's okay, though. I felt like that conversation was necessary because we're trying to decode. We're talking about coding.
Yeah.
We're trying to decode and reverse engineer Perrin's abilities.
Yeah. Anyway. Next. We're gonna make the rest of this shorter because can we?
Because I doubt that. I really highly doubt that we can make this shorter.
Gosh.
Nynaeve. I said, what if Nynaeve eventually ends up bonding with Lan?
Yes.
We briefly talked about that, and there's no damn way we can make this 5-minute conversation.
I feel like there is a possibility that she could. But there's a even greater possibility that she won't. Because I feel like since she became an accepted, the whole point of her becoming an accepted was so Leandrin could train her. So it has me thinking, and also in her image in the last episode before she came out for the first time, she was wearing red. So that also makes me feel like she will become a red and therefore will not have a warder.
Wasn't Leandrin wearing black at the end of the scene?
No, it's just dark.
Okay.
It was just very dark.
Because I'm thinking about the black.
Yeah, because even here, this looks
kind of black.
Black, but it's red. It's just lighting.
Mm.
So, but I feel like Nynaeve will become a red, although throughout the first season, she was exclusively seen wearing green.
Mm-hmm.
But that was also because of her wisdom background.
Mm-hmm.
So she could be a red, she could be a green,
Mm-hmm.
but I feel like because of
just create your own Aja.
Because of her connection right now with Liandrin, and Liandrin is being very open with her and very transparent.
Which is very sus.
Which is very sus. But I do feel like she wants Nynaeve to thrive, whether it be for her benefit or for something else. So obviously she's going to, or had planned to anyway, train Nynaeve.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's still somewhat of a goal
mm-hmm.
because of the transparency. And, you know, even at the end, she was like, I wish, like, you complicated this or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, because she wasn't expecting everyone else to be there.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like she was, and also planting the information to Nynaeve that Loyal and Perrin were kidnapped.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff going on with Liandrin that I'm not quite sure what her goal is.
Mm-hmm.
But just bringing that back to Nynaeve, I feel like because she is growing a connection with Liandrin, she might be more red leaning as of right now.
Well, she might surprise you and just choose brown. We have no idea. She might go with somebody we never even seen.
Yeah.
I don't know what lies in stores for Nynaeve, but we talked about the end, but we were supposed to be talking about land. Let's see what happened with that, because I don't know if
well, it only came up because of the whole warder thing.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, I feel like as of right now, she's going to. I mean, right now she's not leaning on anybody, but because
her ring has no stone.
Yeah, well, she's only accepted. She's not an Aes Sedai yet.
Yeah,
but I feel like that the outcome of whatever Liandrin was trying to do with her will solidify whether she goes red or not.
Mm.
Because I feel like she was trying to take her to, or go join her in the West with all of that stuff. So, yeah.
Well, we can move on from that because it would be very interesting to see if she did bond with Lan.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if it was anybody she would bond with, it would be Lan.
Yeah.
It would be Lan.
Yeah.
It would be Lan.
Yeah, Homeboy was trying, but she was just uninterested. She was just trying to find her friends.
Dude was trying, bro. Dude was trying so hard to shoot his shot. I mean, hey, bro, do what you got to do.
Yeah.
Do what you got to do, man.
Yeah.
I don't blame you. But she's like, nah.
It could be a situation, though, like you said, that she does bond with Lan, whatever color she does choose. And then Moiraine wants him back. And
she could literally do red and choose to have a warder.
Well, I think it's a thing that Reds cannot have a warder.
I don't know if they can't. I don't know if they just choose not to. Out of their hood politics. I don't know if they.
I don't know.
I don't know if they can't.
Nynaeve is known to break the script.
Yeah.
So I mean, anything can.
Like someone rightfully said in the comments in our last video. Rules? What rules?
Yeah.
Welcome to Nynaeve. What rules?
Literally, Nynaeve could literally go completely left field if she does become an Aes Sedai. This is all a theoretical thing because we don't actually know if she's going to
get there
that step to become an Aes Sedai because we know she is still very sus of that.
Mm-hmm.
So she could like literally not become an Aes Sedai at all.
Yep.
So it's really about what is going to get planted in her head and then what she is going to interpret it.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. I have to wait and see.
Yeah.
We got about the rough age of how old Liandrin is. 80, 90 years she's been keeping it. So
yeah, so
we don't know. She's probably like,
I feel like she was probably in her 30s when she had him. Because she is a little bit older.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like we can say that she was definitely not in her 20s when she had him.
Well, it's just again, that guy looks like he's in his 60s or 70s.
But she just said he was 80, 90. So she's been keeping him a secret. She literally said that.
But hold on, though. She didn't specify who she was keeping a secret from.
But how would that be the 60s?
We don't know how old she was when she became an Aes Sedai. We don't know that yet. So just because she said,
I didn't say when she became an Aes Sedai.
No, there's a point. There's a reason I'm saying that. Because we don't know if she's been keeping it a secret from the Aes Sedai for 80 to 90 years, but had it longer, or she's been keeping him a secret ever since she had him.
Yeah.
That is unclear.
Well, she said because of her enemies. So
yeah, so I would assume that only when she became an Aes Sedai is when she decided to keep him a secret.
Yeah.
Okay, but it doesn't mean that she didn't have him for a little bit longer than that. He could have been very well 10 years old, and she could have been in her early 20s when she decided to keep him a secret.
I don't know. From what I'm seeing, she was already an Aes Sedai. Something happened. And she had a son, and he's like 80, 90 years old.
I mean, she could have had a child when she became an Aes Sedai, when she was already older. That could have happened.
It could have been a novice thing, but the novices aren't allowed to leave the tower. So
it could have been a district. Who knows? It could have been a warder that took advantage.
Yeah.
Who said all these warders are good people?
Yeah.
It could have been a warder that took advantage of her.
Yeah, and I'm not denying that. But something happened when...
The only reason I'm thinking that... Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you there.
No, go ahead.
No, the only reason I believe that, unfortunately, this happened, but I'm leaning towards she was assaulted or taken advantage of in some way because of her hatred for men.
Yeah,
is very strong.
Yeah,
and her dislike for warders and the need of and for them is very strong. So we don't know where the source of that is.
Yeah,
at least in the show, we don't know the source of that. We don't know if she was taken advantage. Maybe she did have a warder, and I don't know. Maybe Alana. Maybe he heard that Alana was crazy with her warders, and he wanted the same thing.
Yeah, and
she didn't want that.
Yeah,
and XYZ. What happens?
Right.
He takes advantage, and he gets killed or excommunicated or whatever, or they disband him or whatever for taking advantage of not respecting his Aes Sedai, yada yada yada. And then now she's already like a 20-something-year-old, 30-something-year-old Aes Sedai that was taken advantage of by her warder and had a baby of this because of this, and now she's keeping it a secret from the Aes Sedai. Because for me, unless she used some type of magic, and we know she's not good at healing magic.
Yeah.
I believe, because this ain't the Woman King where, she was like thinking, like, I'm pretty sure, and there have been cases of people who had baby bumps that were unrecognizable. There have been cases where they were like, premature babies.
Yeah,
and
but
like that.
She's also wearing something that could.
I know, but I'm just trying to say that. I mean, I hear you. But the reason I think that she had this child before she became an Aes Sedai was because I feel like unless she knew someone that, and I doubt it, but unless she knew someone or knew of a way to physically conceal the fact that she had a baby bump, 9 months, I mean, someone's going to see it. Unless she found a way to hide it, or in rare cases, it's in a position where she can use her wardrobe to hide it.
Yeah.
That, some women have been able to do that in the past, so it's not impossible.
A lot of these outfits, you can very well hide it. She's a smaller woman.
Yes,
that doesn't,
I know, but
there's a lot of small women that they don't have big baby bumps.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm saying there have been cases with people who you would never know they're pregnant. You would never know. Like, they're 8 months in and you would never know because their body just doesn't show it.
Yeah.
There are cases like that. I'm just trying to say we don't know the specifics, right?
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to theorize here based on what we know. So that's kind of why I'm leaning towards, because for me, I feel like it would be obvious if she was pregnant as an adult, already at the Aes Sedai.
She could have, been hiding
For 9 months. It's very possible.
or not even 9 months, but the later half when she started showing.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe when she started to show, she decided to take on a secret mission.
Yeah.
A deep cover mission where she had to go undercover and decided to use that as hiding. You could be right. We don't know. We really don't know. So there's a lot of theories supporting the fact that she could have had this child when she was an adult. But there's also a lot of theories supporting that she could have had this child before she became an Aes Sedai.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
Yeah.
So
we don't really know exactly how old she is to decipher.
The range that I would give for Leandrin, based on the number they gave us in the show, I would say it's safe to say that she's between the ages of 90 to 120.
Yeah. Minimum.
Because if she got the child when she was younger, chances are she was maybe like 10, 12 years old.
Well, she's been hiding this child for 80 to 90 years. I would say she's a little older.
Well, I know. Well, hear me out. I'm trying to say, if we're supporting my theory that she was hurt or harmed by someone when she was young.
I'm understanding what you're saying. It's not that. But if the child is 90, how is she going to hide it?
No, she said 80 to 90, right? 80 to 90, right?
But she said 80 years, 90 years. She doesn't remember how old
she said 80 to 90 years. I'm not sure.
She said 80 years, question mark, 90, question mark.
Did she say question mark? Where did she say question mark?
Right. Kept my son
80, is it 80 question mark or comma?
80
years, 90. Okay.
90.
80 years.
So she's not exactly
90.
sure how long.
But hear me out though. What I'm trying to say is if she was young child age, that can fit that 10 years.
Yes.
So I'm saying if she was on the younger age when it happened, if it was 90 years old, he could have been around 80. Okay. If she got him when he was old, when she was a little bit older, and let's say he's 90, she got to be at least 120, 130.
Yeah. I'm giving her, she's at least 100 years old, I feel.
Yeah, minimum.
At the very minimum.
At minimum.
Like she's at least 100.
Yeah.
At most, I'd probably say 130.
130 at most.
Yeah.
If she had a child when she was as an older an adult, between the ages of 20 to 30.
Yeah.
If she had the child around there, I'd say let's go between 17, 18, like Nynaeve, like Egwene age. I say Egwene is like in her early 20s.
But looking at Leandrin, do you think that she became an Aes Sedai when she was 20?
Well, they said it slowed the aging process down and say they didn't stop it.
I'm not saying it stopped it, but if they can live for hundreds of years, then I wouldn't say that she would be, and we didn't, okay, if we're not saying she's more than 130, then I don't think she would look like this just yet.
I'm just saying though, because look, what if we don't know the rules? What if they age 10 years every 30? Every 30 years, their body physically ages 10 more years. We don't know the rules. We don't know the specifics as to how the aging works. So she could have been. I don't know. She just has a strong jaw.
I'm not even looking at her jaw. I'm looking at her like wrinkles.
Fair point. She could have been maybe, and we don't even know what point she became an Aes Sedai. Maybe she became an Aes Sedai at the age of 30. Maybe she was one of the rarer later bloomers.
Yeah.
I don't know. Who knows?
Because, like, you can be a novice for a while if your stuff's not fully developed.
Who knows?
You know, Nynaeve was just, they said she was the quickest since that one person.
And Egwene is right after.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we really don't know the specifics. We're only theorizing here. But based on all that, because we don't know how long the aging, it could be like every 5 years they age 1 year. Every 30 years they age 2 years.
Yeah.
Every 10 years they age 5 years.
Yeah, we don't know.
We really don't know.
Yeah.
So, or it could be every 100 years they age 1 year. Yeah, we really don't know. Yeah. So, because I think I feel like once they start to, the more they channel the more they start to channel, the more the earlier the de-aging process begins.
Mm-hmm.
Because Nynaeve could always channel, just didn't know how. Egwene could always channel, she just didn't know how.
Mm-hmm.
So I think now that Egwene is starting to channel, even though this is physically not going to work unless they use CGI to de-age her, depending how long the show goes.
Well, they could, jump forward like 200 years.
They could do that.
Yeah, they can do anything.
I feel like this is around the age that Nynaeve and Egwene will be for the rest of their life.
Mm-hmm.
Providing they live hundreds of years. We have no idea who lives or dies in this series.
Yeah.
So providing that they live for a much longer time.
Yeah.
I feel like this is around the age that they're going to start to stay the same age.
Yeah, they say that, they can live up to hundreds of years, but they don't explain exactly how it works.
The Forsaken have lived for thousands.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
we know that they can live for a mad long time.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. We're gonna tie up some of these, and I'm gonna remove some of these conversations. So I want to leave Lanfear for last. I'll touch on this briefly. I'm glad that Lan had the conversation with the warders because it's allowing him to kind of air his thoughts out and get much needed perspective.
And even the connection with the one guy that was saying that Alana cut his connection off for a while. So he kind of has someone that he can understand.
I mean, I think his connection, from what I understood in that, is that they don't have no connection at all unless they're in bed and when they're fighting.
No, he said that for like 6 months, Alana masked the connection. It's back now.
Well, I guess, but he didn't want it. He didn't want it.
Mm-hmm. For that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They specifically say for 6 months, I didn't want to be connected or bonded to anyone.
No, it said that Alana masked the connection for like 6 months.
That was a decision she made, though.
I'm not saying it's a decision she made, but I'm saying as a general, that connection was masked for 6 months.
Yeah.
So I'm saying in the sense that, he can understand what Lan is going through.
Well, yeah. He can.
Yeah.
He can.
That's what I was that's the point I was making there.
Okay. Well, yes, he can. So he had that conversation with him and they had their little thing and that was that. So I think that was good for Lan to get much needed perspective.
Yeah. I feel like this is like trying to, understand and almost move on.
Yeah, find a way to move on, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Briefly though, do you think Liandrin pushing Nynaeve in the cave, do you think she's working with Shamel?
I'm going back and forth on that.
Do you think she's the Aes Sedai that's working with him, Black Aja?
I'm going back and forth on that. Because
what if her plan was to bring Nynaeve to try to get him to join the ranks?
She seemed very concerned about what was happening in the West.
I guess.
But she's also trying to get Nynaeve there. So it could be one of two things. It could be one, that she is working with the Shamel and she is the Black Aja. Or two, that she is just very much trying to see what Nynaeve can
do and what she's capable of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't quite know, because also with Min being in contact with Shamel, that's what's making me very confused.
Making me feel like she's connected to Liandrin somehow.
But it could also be is like, oh, I can see this person can see the future. So, and I know that Liandrin sent them.
Or sees people's future.
Yeah.
She can see people's future.
Yeah. So it's
not the actual future itself.
Yes, I'm aware.
Yeah.
I'm saying like they could use Min to, figure out how they can end the war and take over. So it could be either they're working together or Ishamael's intercepting.
Okay, we'll have to see.
Yeah, I'm not sure which one it is yet.
I can go on about that, but I won't. Lanfear, let's just talk about that for the sake of time.
Yeah.
We already knew Poodleton.
Yeah, Lady Poodleton.
Lady Poodleton.
Yeah.
She's officially a full-blown Karen now.
Yes.
Karenosity. 101.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's already there.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting now because
Rand channeling, he saw the difference in his weaves, you know.
Yeah.
When he let anger take control, the weave started to become corrupted.
Mm-hmm.
Cause we saw the black little ones going around his weaves.
Yeah.
But when he wasn't angry and he was comfortable and felt that he was, you know, had someone to protect, his weaves were not corrupted.
And I also feel, correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like his weaves were very bright.
Which part? When he killed the Fade?
Yeah.
Or they were like orangey fire color?
Well, I say bright as in they were more opaque than some of the other weaves we've seen.
I'm sorry? What?
That they were more opaque. They weren't as transparent or translucent.
Oh, I thought you were saying that that they were not as.
No, they were more opaque.
Mm-hmm.
They were brighter. They had more, more saturation.
Yeah, I mean, compared to his weaves or everyone else's?
Compared to other people's.
Yeah.
Which I think would make sense. Him being
the dragon.
The dragon.
It seemed more rich in color.
Yeah.
Definitely seemed more rich in color.
Yeah. So I feel like
it almost looked like a phoenix flame.
Yeah. So I feel like that is like a direct thing. Like he has more power.
I guess maybe the more power you have, the more richer your weaves would look.
Yeah. Because that's something I noticed like right off the bat when he started channeling, is that it was extremely bright. It wasn't like,
But this time, what you mean in season 1?
No.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
I'm saying in general.
Mm-hmm.
Like Nynaeve's weaves are like when she gets emotional, she's very bright. She's very like, you're seeing like flashes of light.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just showing the power she holds. Right.
Mm-hmm.
But, when someone else is channeling, let's say when they were like healing or whatever, it wasn't as bright.
I feel like with Nynaeve too. Well, not with Nynaeve. I feel like maybe because the elements do play a role in how the color looks. So I don't know if it's because it's fire, it just looks more rich.
But even so, like,
and the air weaves and the
even when Egwene stopped Leandrin from leaving with the fire, it wasn't as bright as that. So,
but it also wasn't as deadly though. It was more like a force push.
I'm just saying, it's a theory.
Good theory. Good observation. No, it's a good observation because they were very different colors.
Yeah.
Like, it looked more controlled, more saturated, more rich, more satisfying compared to the second one where he was just angry. He was just allowing his emotions to control.
Yeah.
His weaves were not controlled. They weren't focused. They weren't, it was just raw anger.
Yeah.
Coming out of that.
Yeah.
So I think that was a key difference there too, is that like if he has focus and a goal, his weaves are completely his own.
Yeah.
But when he's being controlled by by anger, it's kind of like the force.
Yeah.
When he's being controlled by anger, it's a whole different story. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man. I know they weren't gonna just kill her off right then and there, but even Moiraine was like, look, I can't even kill her, like no matter what. And like she was looking for like a new mate or something. Like she's like trying to like get Rand to be her like mate.
I mean,
to use him.
I mean,
manipulate him.
It makes sense. I mean, she is one of the Forsaken.
I don't know if she has her own agenda though. I don't know if her own agenda is like, look, we can use Rand, but he's mine. Don't kill him. Like, that's my husband. Like, I don't know if she was just trying to claim him.
It's very possible.
As well. Because, like, I feel like Ishamael wouldn't have a problem trying to kill him. Or the Dark Lord wouldn't have a problem trying to kill him.
But they want to use him.
Like, to use him and then kill him when they've done what they need.
But I feel like her role was also to bring out his power.
Yeah. Bring it up.
So they couldn't kill him or whatever, or try to use him until he can bring that out on his own.
On his own, yeah.
So,
but I feel like she would be the one person like, yeah, do what you want, but he's my plaything.
It's very possible.
Like, she has that energy for me.
It's still very possible. I'm not
Curiosity is strong. She has that. She has that kind of energy that she would like, look, do whatever you want with him, but when you're done, he's still mine.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like, he's mine and mine alone kind of thing.
No, I understand.
You know what I mean?
It's very possible. But,
yeah. But yeah, I think we're gonna just wrap up with that. We went on for another 30 minutes. So it'll be a 2-hour conversation.
Yeah, this is a long reaction.
This video is nearly 3 hours long.
Goodness gracious.
Yep.
That's a lot.
It's gonna be a lot to edit. So yeah. So anyways, okay. We'll wrap up this video. Yeah. Thank you all for this. I hope you enjoyed our reaction and our discussion. If you made it to the end of this video, I hope it's entertaining enough for you and you're liking it and you're enjoying it.
Yeah.
And subscribe to the channel if you made it this far. If you made it this far, you might as well subscribe.
Might as well.
You might as well. If you've made it this far, you didn't skip.
Yeah.
You watched all the way to the end.
This kind of happens at every Wheel of Time reaction.
This will happen for the rest of the episodes. So we have to set aside like a whole day just for this.
Yeah.
Because it's already...
And we have to wake up early.
Yeah.
Because this is...
Yeah.
You're seeing how long this video is.
Exactly. So, anyway, so we are going to leave it at that. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Clockmaster and
Cosmic Banks.
Out.